Hello and welcome to this edition of Denthead Gaming. As always, I'm your host Dent, and in this episode I do a review of Season 5 Apex and the new character Loba. Enjoy the carnage. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into this here. So, Season 5, I'd like to talk about the map, I'd like to talk about the new character, and I'd also like to talk about gameplay. First thing I want to go ahead and tackle is the map. So it's so cool that they brought back Kings Canyon, and me personally, I absolutely love what they've done with it. So they took both the busiest spots on here and the least used spots on here, and they updated them, and that's kind of cool. So they're wanting people to want to drop different places. Like Skulltown is missing. That was a hot drop. That's been a hot drop pretty much every time Kings Canyon is out. So next thing I'd like to talk about in regards to the map is the fun little areas that you can go to actually highlight the new character's abilities. So Loba has got this ability where she can black market, and it's her ult. So her black market can actually be charged in just a matter of seconds, and then you can loot the area around you. It's really cool that they incorporated stuff like that. I think that's really cool. I think they did a really cool little nod to Loba in that, which is really kind of cool. Alright, so what else would I like to talk about in Season 5? Oh yeah, they brought Skull Piercer back. Totally cool that they did that. I mean, I'm not a really proficient sniper myself, but I definitely like that there is that legendary item back on the map, because if you do hit that sweet headshot, it just makes it that much sweeter for both the sound effect and just like having it there is nice. However, one of my favorite legendaries is now missing, and that would be the Anvil Receiver. That is not to be found anywhere, and that's kind of devastating because I really like using the flatline and I really like using the R301. So it's kind of sucks that that's there. Yeah, as you guys know, I'm also not a big fan of the double tap trigger, so I feel like if they just got rid of the double tap trigger and gave us the Anvil Receiver, that would have been a much better way about going about things. But that's just my personal opinion. You can agree with it or disagree with it if you want. That's not, you're not going to hurt my feelings. There are pros and cons to everything, and I know that. So, all right. So, what else would I like to talk about? How about Loba herself? What an amazing character, both conceptually and just design and everything. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Definitely one of the coolest characters in the game. Just so much fun. Just what an ability to have. Just her teleporting ability is awesome. Her black market ability is pretty cool. I like that they made her teleporting ability more. It's actually, in my opinion, more important than her black market ability. I mean, her black market ability only kind of comes in at certain points, whereas her teleport ability is usable pretty much all the time, and it can be very, very effective when closing in on your opponent if you calculate it right. And I think I made a pretty good example of that later here in the game when I push in on a squad. I really don't think they expected me to push, but I did. And I kind of highlighted her ability to get in quickly. So just keep an eye out for that. And let's go ahead and let's see here. Let's see here. Pros and cons. I almost said prawns. Pros and cons of Loba. Okay, so she's got a smaller hitbox than some of the other characters in the game. She moves very quickly. So like right there, I just called out that it was a Loba, so I wanted him to know that she had that ability to like move quickly. She can steal stuff with her ult, but like I said, it's kind of hard to get that done because I mean, you have to time it just perfect and you have to be hidden. So it's both a pro and a con, I guess you could say. I really love the back and forth between Revenant and Loba. They did a really good job with that. That is really entertaining to hear, and it's not the same one every time. Like, that is cool. Like, they varied it, so it does different ones different times. So that's really actually pretty cool that they did that, and that definitely immerses you into the game a little bit better than it would if they just were like, okay, whatever, we're just going to have standard talk back and forth. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off that. What else would I like to talk about Loba? Her cons. Okay, so cons of Loba. Let's see here. So I think a con of her would be that her abilities are, you can see where she's going. So either they need to update Wraith to where you can't see where she's going when she teleports, or they need to, because I don't really think that's fair that they can see the little, they have two things that highlight where she's going. You get the one on the floor and you get the one in the air where the bracelet's going, so you get two highlights. That's, I mean, maybe drop it down to Wraith and make it where it's a single highlight like Wraith, or because they've got that tail end animation where she's got to put her bracelet back on, and that's it can be kind of difficult to put her ability in the right spot, and there's not a whole lot of flexibility in that. It's either you put it in the right spot or you don't and die. So it's kind of rough. Another thing I would like to talk about, it's already happened once in this match. It happens multiple times. Season 5 has this no register problem for bullets, and given that this is a game about shooting people, that's kind of devastating. And I've already read an article or two on this issue, and Respawn has made it their top priority to fix, but it's not exactly privy to just Season 5. I mean, we were having these problems in Season 4, definitely, but it's definitely more prominent in Season 5. And I'm hoping they can get that fixed, because, wow, that's no good. When it happens at the wrong moment, it can cost you the match, and when that happens, it just detracts from the gameplay, and you don't feel like the game is fair. Anyway, so I think that about covers all the issues I'd like to talk about. I really think that Respawn did a good job, but they could definitely, now that Mirage has had a buff and they've come out with this Loba character, I think they really need to prioritize getting other characters buffed as well. I think they did a great job with the Mirage buff. I actually like to touch on that here. So if you guys don't know, they match what he's doing, and they move with him now, which is really cool. So you can have a decoy right next to you, and it'll make the same movements as you are. And then when you launch your ulti, so all of them move how you move, which is really cool. Like they were definitely testing that out with the shoot, what are they called? The dummies. With the dummy event, and I thought that was really cool that they actually incorporated that into the game. And he's also got a really cool res buff where he goes invisible. So both he goes invisible and the person that he's resing goes invisible. That's awesome. So but I think with that kind of power, they need to buff the other characters as well. So I think that about covers it for the things I wanted to talk about. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into gameplay commentary. So you just saw me shooting my own Revenant's ult, and that's because I really wanted to heal, and it wouldn't allow me to heal. So maybe that's something they could do to buff Revenant a little bit. Maybe also give it to where he can climb indefinitely, like he does in his prologue, like in his preview. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but he climbs the side of a building and just keeps climbing. That would be really cool if they kind of gave him an unlimited climbing ability. I think that would be fair. So I went ahead and cut here. STS went down because he was a little late on the whole getting the hell out of there part. Not saying that he's not a good player, but because he definitely proved himself here to be a great player, and if you can get him on your team, good for you, because he is really good. He just made a slight miscalculation, no big deal. So what I want to do here is I'm actually thinking about just leaving him, because he does a self-res and then he tries to get as far as he can. So I know that he's a little too far away. Here in a second, Grapefruit just kind of checks out, and then he pings, we need to go get that banner right here. Yeah, get their banner. And I'm like, I kind of know he's too far, but I'm still going to give it a shot anyway. So I say, okay, I'll give it a shot. We were on comms. You just can't hear that he and I were talking. So I make it, to where I'm like halfway dead right here. Point of no return. I turn back and just immediately teleport back. So, I mean, that's also a pretty good use of her ability. I really wish I would have been able to at least get his banner, so we could res him at that respawn beacon right there. But unfortunately, we lost a good player because I couldn't make it to him. So I'm not going to do any more cuts here because the final battle's coming soon. It's just us and two other squads. Now it just dropped down to 2. So yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and do any more cuts. I'm just going to let this kind of ride out. I am, however, going to stop doing voiceovers and let you guys just enjoy the final battle here. Just make sure you guys kind of leave yourself open to seeing when I push in with Loba's tactical, and it kind of displays how impressive it can be. So go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. One over here on the zip.
This way, let's go.
2 on the zip.
We've got 30 seconds to get to the next ring. If you go down, I'm not carrying you.
Spotted a target over there.
I think they might be pushing that care package.
Reloading.
Can you ping them out for me? Oh, behind you, behind you.
I see an enemy.
Taking fire.
Knocked one.
Enemy down.
That's a Kraber, I think, or a Sentinel. Eliminated.
Last one's finished. They're all dead now.
It's just us and
Only
them.
one more squad between us and our prize.
Where they at, my dude? Knocked one. Got a no res on that one.
Reloading.
Knocked her again. I'm moving in.
Drive in position.
Fuck, what the hell? Knock 2.
Reloading.
That's it. GG's.
Kills over you, mommy.
Oh, savage.
You are
GG's,
the
guys.
Apex
That was fun.
champions.
Hey, Grapefruit, I'll check out your channel, man. Damn, you did real good. GG's, my guys. If you enjoyed the carnage, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday out in the frontier.